Good afternoon, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Pink Girly. I have pulled out a bunch of my old jewelry and some beads, some thread, and I'm going to make, hi Jacqueline, I'm going to make dangles today. At least that's the plan. I was just going to ask you if you were still in the car or if you were home. Pay attention to the road. Yeah. Oof. So did you already drop your daughter off and you're headed home, or you're still headed there? Maybe you can't answer. Sorry, don't answer. You're driving. So this is a pretty good. I think I'm mostly going to use thread today because I think it's easier. I just want to do easy, simple, nothing too extravagant. This one, I don't know if I purchased this or if I put this. I think I probably purchased this. I mean, that's got a big clasp on it, and of course, some of the beads are really huge. But I think it's kind of cool. Now, they didn't pull out the one that I think it's over there, the one that Laura made me. Hey, Peggy, how are you? Nice to see you. So I've got some old chains here. Probably some of this stuff wouldn't work so well, but I have one that I purchased a journal, and the dangle attached to it is very simple, but it's really cute, and it looks like it was easy to do. So I use waxed linen to stitch my signatures into my journals. And it comes in different weights. Of course, I don't know what they are. But what I use to stitch in is thicker than this. So this is a piece of waxed linen that I got from, I have no idea where. Hey, Joyce, good morning. Oh, good afternoon. I have to always watch on Sunday. It's afternoon now. So this is very thin compared to what I use, but it's waxed and it's very strong. And that's what I want to use to attach my beads to. So I'm just going to do a simple knot, really. I don't even know what you call it. You loop it. You loop it, guys. You just loop it. And I have these smaller lobster claws, and then I have these bigger ones. Now, these I mostly bought to do tote bags and handbags with, but I'm going to use a couple of these today. And I think I'm going to add some seam binding maybe on a couple of these to just make them fuller and a little more fun, maybe. We'll see. So I don't have any jump rings. At least I have not come across any jump rings, which really I think would be helpful. So just going to jump in and see how it goes. I haven't really looked in this box yet, so I don't know what's in there. But I've got pieces of jewelry that I could still really take apart. So all I'm going to do is I just cut 2 lengths of, I'm using the waxed linen because I don't want the thread that's going to hold my beads to wear and maybe break and have beads go all over the place. So I'm using this stronger waxed linen, and I just bent it in half, and I'm just going to put it through the little circle that's attached to the lobster claw and just pull my threads through, just looping it. Look, I looped it so well I didn't get it right. Woo. So I guess it's just like a hitch kind of a knot. Now I have 4 strands to attach beads to. And I like that that's black because I don't think you'll be able to see too much. Now, this is a different kind of cording that I just have in my stash, and it's kind of wild looking. But I might try to use some of this too. Maybe the blue wouldn't be so bad. I don't know. So I'm just going to take a couple pieces of this too. Now, the only thing is I don't have um, like a beading needle. There's, I don't know if that's what you call it. Kellyanne would know, she was here. Um, it almost looks like just a little piece of wire and it has a little eye on the end, and you can thread that and pull fine string through really small beads with really small holes. And I did have them, but they're very easy to lose track of because they're very, very thin. And gosh, I bought them years ago, and I think they just got probably vacuumed up. Hey, Susie, good afternoon. So I'm just going to, I'm thinking blue because I have some blue beads. I like this red too. I don't know. I do have some red beads. Now, a lot of the beads I have are not. Oh, no, I don't, Peggy. Peggy's asking if I have dental floss with the loop on the end, used for people with crowns. No, I have crowns. They never even told me about it. All right, I'm just thinking I'll get this piece of red and white. I think it's taped under here. I don't want to pull the whole thing. Well, I'm gonna snip it. I'm gonna snip it. No, I never heard of that either. I'm gonna have to check it out, huh? And they can be any length, of course, what you want, depending on how you want to use it, or if you want to gift it. Now, this is really stiff, and the wax linen isn't super stiff, but beads with a little larger opening, I should be able to put some beads on without it being too much of a hassle. These two are hooked together. Now, of course, these are a brass color. You can buy these in all different colors of a metal. This one's not opening. There we go. And these, of course, they twirl. They swivel, I guess you'd say, not twirl, swivel. And you can get these in different colors of metal as well. So I was at a sale, Katie's Tribe of 5. I should put her name in. Oh, Peggy sent me a photo. And she had a big bag of seam binding, thread, and lots of old different stuff. And I was able to get a bag. So I got that. And I ironed off some of the seam. What am I doing wrong here? Seam binding stuff. I should probably put my glasses on. So I ironed some of that. It's the I'll show you. It's the real silky kind of. It's not the cottony kind. It's silky. Yeah, I saw it. I'll grab it in a second here. I feel like I'm all thumbs today. Of course, I should have probably taken something for a headache. So then I just attached this too. So we'll see. We'll make little dingly danglies. All right, let's see. Get out of town. How about it? Hold on. Look at that. See, Peggy knows so much stuff. I'm going to have to look for that. Yeah, because that has body to it too, right? So it probably would go through your beads easy. Huh. Huh, huh, huh. All right. See, sometimes my glasses, I've got so many glasses on the top of my head. It's very dark and dreary here today. It's very overcast. Now, I do like doing the metal ones, but then see, I would just open the jump ring and pop the bead on the links, and that goes very easily. But I don't have any jump rings. I mean, maybe I do, but they're not where I've looked today. See, now this was a piece of something. I probably got it at a thrift shop. And then this was part of a necklace. I just put that on the bottom. See, and then if I had a nice big old, well, I could probably open this big old juicy jump ring. I could attach it to one of these. I don't know how easily this will bend. Now, I'm all thumbs when it comes to working with stuff like this because I don't do it a lot. I'm not a jeweler. I don't make jewelry. Kellyanne's really good at this stuff because she does bead work. And see, look, I have no grip. So she's really good at this stuff. You know, twisting the wire, and probably isn't too. Oh, this is pretty. Ooh, that's heavy duty, kids. Heavy duty. So ideally, I would have a jump ring. See, these don't separate, which I think is a good thing, but I need something to attach that. Well, I might find one as I work through some of this jazz I have here. And was hoping you'd come in. Guess what I found when I was digging around in my stuff? Of course, now I have to figure out where I put it. Sea glass. I thought, oh, I have to show Auntie this sea glass. All right, there's a green tub. I have a green, oh, that's right here. Wait a minute. Hold on, I got stuff everywhere. Shocker, shocker, shocker. There's some of the places online, some of the girls or friends that sell stuff, you know. They sell bags of jewelry, like broken jewelry. I love digging through all that. But I was so disappointed with the one bag that I bought because this was the only thing in it. Look at this horrible looking thing. But these might be cute on the end of but there again, I need a jump ring, which they might have a jump ring on them. So look, it's a big wide piece of mesh, and then it's got all these squiggly things on it. Horrible, horrible, horrible. There's some more. Down in here somewhere, and I have mostly green, and I think I have one piece of white in here. There's my white. Sea glass. Look, there's another piece of white. So these were pieces of bottles, probably. I know there's more green in here too. I have my hand right where the light is. I can't see mine. Okay, and they're real smooth. But like not shiny, like they're cloudy now because I guess the sand, you know, the sand and the salt water hitting them over time, going in and out of the sea. You can see this one piece here. You can almost see where, you know, it looks like a piece of glass. Right? Yeah, I think they're cool too. Can you imagine finding one that's like red or blue or something? I have some amber color ones somewhere, but it was mostly the green and the amber that I found. And, you know, people wrap wire or like copper wire or whatever around them and put them on necklaces. But of course, I didn't do anything with mine because I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that stuff. So I have a lot of stuff here that I could use. And of course, just beads. I would think a lot of us have beads. I'm attracted by things, that sparkle or shimmer or shine. Look, this is something, you can learn how to do that. I didn't. This is something that came in a bag of stuff, like from Goodwill. So you make it bigger, and then you just pull these and you make it smaller. You can look up all this stuff online, learn how to do that, right? But here's another piece. This was from a necklace. But see, I could probably use that. So you just want something sturdy. Hang it back, I believe. At least I do, because you don't want your beads to, if they wiggle or move and, move back and forth, you don't want it to bust your thread or whatever you have it on. Look, there's some kind of an earring. You don't want beads to go all over. So I have plenty of stuff to dig through. But I'm just going to start pulling out some beads and things that I think I can use to make a couple of dangles. Look, here's part of an earring. Here's an earring. Now that's cute. I don't know if that's probably not worth anything. But see, I could take it off of that and then attach it. So that's kind of cool. Kind of cool. I pulled out some charms out of my stash. This is another little earring. Anything that is dangly that I think I could use. There's a little piece. Piece, baby, piece. I have no idea what that is. I guess it's some kind of a bead. This is something I put together, but see this elastic stuff, it gets old and see, I ripped it because it's so old. I did this like a long time ago. So that's trash. In fact, I have a wheel of that elastic band that's been in my stash, but it's all, oh look, that's a big jump ring, all stretchy, and I don't think I could use it for anything. It really just needs to be tossed. Now this, this looks like it was attached to a bracelet. It either broke or I cut it off. And that little earring I don't think we need. They're kind of long, but they might come in handy. Let's just get some of this stuff organized here. Now I'm thinking I'm probably going to have not so easy of a time getting beads on that cord. So we'll just see how it goes. You could use buttons, you can use whatever you'd like, whatever. I think these are called head pins. I don't know if you can see that. It's really little. And that goes through. It's got a little flat part there, so it holds the bead. Oh, my nails. These are, I'm really liking these. Of course, some of them have a darker tip. These are new. This one I was lifting a box today and flipped it and cracked it off. I didn't have time to get a new one on. But they're real cute, aren't they? My left hand's shaky today. I know. I really like these. Very cute. Red Aspen Dash. It's a Red Aspen Dash. This might be a halfway decent bracelet. I don't know if I don't think I want to take that apart till I look at that under my loop. My loop-de-doo. This is not anything great. All right, so I've got this. Now there's some black beads here, but the hole in these is not too gigantic. So I'm just not sure how I'm going to make out with that, but we're just going to give it a go. We're going to give it a go and see what happens. And I got all these tools out that I probably don't need. I love to root through this, like to buy a bag of old junk. This was probably my mother's horseshoe. And root through and see what there is. And then, take it apart if you want. Now this, I started, this is a Brighton piece of Brighton jewelry. So you got to be careful, if you want to give it away or sell it, make sure you know what you're doing. This I just got off of a key ring and added that on. Lori, it's your fault that I'm broke. Oh, sure. Blame it on me, the nail girl. But they're very reasonable, Susie, right? Compared to going to a salon. I mean, when I would go to the salon and get the acrylic done, I would spend, of course, I'd get the pedicure and the nails, and I would spend easy $50 to $60 every 4 weeks. And these are, some of them are as cheap as $10, and you get, oh, well, I have a set here, rabbit trail. They come like this, and you get quite a few. I never really counted them. Enough for 2 sets of nails, really, just depending on if they fit your finger size. And you get the glue and a sander and an orange stick. You get all the nails. Some of them, they go on sale for $10, but I think the most I ever spent on a set was $16. And they stay on 3 weeks for me the way I put them on, and you can't beat it, Lori, that is what I used to make. Lori, that is nail pen. I used to make necklaces, bracelets, and earrings. Geez, Aunt, you've done it all. All right. So let me do some of this jazz. So if you just popped in, I just took my lobster clasp that has a circle on the bottom and just looped my threads, or my rope, or whatever you want to call it, around, and did like a hitch knot, I guess. Hey, Kathy, good morning. How you be? Oh, these are transfers that I did from before. I did take those transfers off. I put them in my book. I've got bigger beads here. I'm always doing something, right? I'm learning how to make these. I can't sit still. I was thinking I'd like to have maybe black and white on this red cord, but see, this is not going to go through here. Not even close. Oh, you did? I stopped going to church until I get my teeth organized. I'm just not ready to be seen by people with, no teeth. So I did go back to my dentist. Oh, look, that's cool. I should be able to get a cord through that. And my bottom plates were in, so now it's starting all over again, getting used to them. It's just been not really a nightmare, but it's just not been pleasant, if I'm honest. I'm looking for things. Oh, that has a little bigger hole. Of course, that's blue. Now, I'm probably going to need some smaller beads to hold these in place. Let's see, that would really wiggle a lot. So you'd want to put a bead maybe on each side if you wanted to kind of keep that stationary. A little angel. So I like to put some charms on. I like things that sparkle. Look, this is a crystal. This might even be a Swarovski. That's got a jump on water. So here's some. See, this was either my neighbor's or my mom's. See, and I can take this apart. This has the colors I'm looking for, I think. So let me get some kind of a pincher here that will cut this. All right, the glasses are coming down, coming down. How's your garden, Kath? You getting any tomatoes yet? We've got some forming, but nothing's red yet. This might be wire in between. Whoa, there we go. Gray, white, and these they glued. Got some black. Little pearls are always nice. Yeah, I mean, I've done just the elastic. Well, that's not true. I've done some other stuff too. I think I put all that away. Where you put the beads on these little eye rings, and then you twist it. I'm not a very good twister, though. I got to tell you. Let's just keep that for now. I don't know if that black is gonna. What did I do with the black one I had? Because this is more narrow. Here we go. Now, if you have done this before and you have experience and you can give me a tip or chime in, please do. If there's something you need me to see or want me to see, all caps is good. Tomatoes are coming, but not ready. Eating lettuce, green beans, and onions. Oh, nice. What did Anne say? I am in this world without teeth. I came into the world without teeth. Leave without them because when you're in the grand, you're not coming to be eating. Wow, that's true. I just kind of wish being toothless would be in fashion. All right, so see that one slipped on pretty easy, but see it's going to move. So I either have to put a knot or another little bead to kind of stop it. And then you have these little things you can buy that are like bead caps. They call them bead caps. I don't know if anybody's familiar with this. I have very little knowledge just from what I've, looked up and learned over the years. What the heck is that? That's teeny tiny. And then you've got these little things that you can put in between, little spacers. Now, I don't so much want my beads to wiggle up and down. So, see, now this is a little seed bead. It's little, but I think I might be able to get this. Yeah. It's still going to move though. But see, I could put that on and then put it through this bead. Now you could just really fill. I should probably show you the one I'm kind of trying to mimic. Hold on, let me get the one that I'm using as a prototype. I purchased this journal. I can take this off. I don't need the journal today. Now she's got some cool stuff on here. I don't have this kind of cool stuff. See, she's got leaves and she's got, look at that little spool. See, I don't have any of them. A little charm. Now hers wiggle back and forth, but see, she's got some knots here underneath a little bead, trying to keep that in place. She's got a key. Oh, I have keys somewhere. A button. Look, the little apple. Look, little Timmy bingo button. Different shapes, different beads. And then here's like she ended, put a smaller bead on, and then she knotted it so they don't slip off. It's just very simple. And see, she's just got a really big knot here where she knotted all 4 of her threads together. So it's not rocket science, but it's not too involved either. It's just picking out some things that you like, that you might have in your stash, and putting them on. And if you had, well, this would be kind of thick. If you had like a beading needle, it might be easier. But I don't want to use too thin of a thread. Oh yeah, I'm making a dangle to hook onto either a journal, or you could hook it on your handbag. See, I like crap like that hanging on my handbag. This is really little. Of course, my big nails don't help. I mean, generally I can do almost anything. I find sometimes if I take my thread and kind of cut it at an angle and make a little point, sometimes it's easier getting it to work. Yeah, I got it. See, but that's the waxed linen is a little stiffer, so it's a little more, it's a little user friendly, I guess I should say. Now see, these are kind of neat and these are bigger. So let me cut this. Now this is stuff I've had forever and I'm never going to wear it. Some of this stuff was from a thrift shop in France the last time my son and I went. And some of it was just stuff my mom had or my neighbor had. And they're like, get rid of this stuff. Can you use it in your art? I'm like, yeah, I don't say no to anything. I always take it and look at it. I'm such a pack rat. That's what my daddy would call me. My daddy would call me a pack rat. I'm sure he did call me a pack rat. Now, this is the thread that they use, but it's very sturdy and very thin. But see, it's real strong. So you don't have to worry about it breaking it unless you just want to snip. Now, I've got some bigger stuff here. So I want to use different sizes and some things that are more fun. Maybe a little more fun. See, I could use maybe a big one like that. And I guess they're the same. Oh, look at that. That's pretty, huh? Ba-bum-bum-bum. Some of these are weird. Yes, a collector of many things. Yes, that's exactly right. I don't think my husband would buy that. Oh, these are little buttons. Look, they're still on a thread. These are little buttons. Cute are they? Here's some green. I love green. So you can see I haven't given this a whole lot of thought. I'm just kind of putting things together. But it's probably going to be on a junk journal, so it can be junky. But it doesn't turn out junky, right? It ends up being very cute. Now these are very thin. That's not gonna go on. All right, I'm just gonna start threading some of these and see what happens. Now, if you make paper beads, you can use those too. See, here's some paper beads that I made. Now, these I did not, I have some, oh, maybe I should go look. I have some that are, I put the embossing powder on them, and they really turn out kind of cute. Let me go see if I can grab a couple of those. These I think are a little too big. They're too small. I don't think I can get, well, maybe I might be able to get this through. Of course, if you wet this, you might have an easier time. All right, got it. Now let's put a little bead cap. Are you familiar with a little bead cap? Just, you got to make sure they go the right way so it looks pretty. You see, look how cute that looks. Probably should have one on both ends. I do have some leather, Kath, that you sent me. I looked at that this morning, but what I have is big stuff. At least where I have it stored. Let's see if I can zoom in on my paper beads. I don't know. I don't know where I have. I don't know if I have any here that are all shined up. Oh my gosh, they're so pretty to do those. Of course, that's a whole nother. This is. Ooh, wait, this is the one that Laura made me. Jersey Laura. We did a trade. Now, see, this is on the metal, and you can see where she has the jump rings. She's got little fancy twirly things in there. Isn't it cool? I love it. That's one of my favorite things. These are a few of my favorite things. Oh, Kathy, that would be very sweet. Yeah, maybe some thin leather would be great. I think I have lots of wooden beads because I took one of those I picked up in a thrift shop, like a wooden beaded curtain kind of thing, and took that apart. So I have tons of wooden beads. They're a little smaller. Of course, I have them in a different spot too. These are, oh, here's one that's shined up. It's not, so you can see a little bit. Has anybody ever done this? Make paper bead and then you dampen it, or you can put water on it, or you can put some of that embossing liquid on there, and then you dust it in the embossing powder and then heat it up and it gets shiny. Now this, of course, I put eyelets in the ends, and of course you can see it's not really perfect. It's kind of misshapen. I watched a video where Shannon Green, she had a big bowl of them and she just scooped her hands up all these paper beads she made, and I wanted that bowl, and I want this is why this is what they're not easy. I had a hard time. Kellyanne's trying to tell me how to cut the paper, and oh my gosh, they were so wonky. Yeah, I know, but sometimes, even though you want it to be a little cuter than it turns out. So this you can see a little bit of a shine on it. This one's got a little bit of a shine. But I should make some more of these, sitting and watching TV, screaming at the baseball players. I'll have to ask Kel how to cut them again. She's good. She knows how to cut the papers. I struggle with any kind of measurement type thing. It doesn't look like I have too many in here that are like blue. I was looking for something blue. But anyway, there's just so much to do, right? And to keep yourself busy. All right, let's get that out. Let's get that out of the way. All right. So now I don't necessarily mind if they move, but I don't want them. I think I'm going to knot this off. So I'm just going to do a regular knot. And sometimes you have to do a couple because what you're trying to stop to come over the knot is very small. And I find that if I use a pin, and if I put the pin right into where I want the knot to end up and then pull my thread, sometimes it's works a little better. All right, now I'm going to see if I can get it through this. All right, see, this is what I never know. Now that's got a knot there, so I guess I don't need one at the top. So if I want this to kind of stay put, I'll do another knot here. Like I do this usually with when I'm binding a book and I'm knotting my signatures. And I kind of want to control where that knot goes. Susie's got to go. Okay, thanks for popping in. It was nice to see you. All right, so that's first part. Now the next one I'm going to make, that's kind of short. Let's get a long one here. Now I'm going to trim the end and see if I can give that more of a little bit of a point. Oop, oop. The scissors could be a little sharper. All right, let's put on one of these. And some of them, it's kind of difficult to see where the hole actually is. Come on, come on, come on. Now, if I thought ahead, I could have really put some glue on here, let that dry really well, and then it probably would work a lot nicer for me. But I didn't think about that until just this second. Now, let's see. Let's get a charm. That's a skull. I'm not too much into skulls. This is a little hummingbird. Let's do a butterfly. I'm just going to tie it on. I'm going to get it to the spot where I want it, and I'm just going to tie it. You know what? I better tie a knot at the bottom of these beads first. Now, this is just a little seed bead. It's not super mini. I'm going to put one of those on, I think, if I can get that through. Yeah, look, it's going to go through. Now, that's a little tighter, but that's fine. It's kind of cool. All right, let's see. All right, so they'll only slide so far, which is fine. Then I'm going to grab my butterfly. Pull him maybe right about there. I'm going to try to do a surgeon's knot. And that is, you just loop it in there twice, I believe. And then pull that down and pull it as tight as I can. Now, see, that's probably a little longer than where I wanted it. I'm going to put a few more beads, but this is one of the longer strings. I kind of did the strings different sizes so that I would have some flexibility. So let me put on a couple more of these. Where these pearls would be. Now you could start out really with a long cord, which might be a good idea because then if this gets frazzled and you need to trim it, then you've got some length to play with. And then when you're looking at a thrift shop or somewhere like that and you're looking for things to add or maybe to use in a project like this, then you know what to look for. Like Susan is the name of the lady that made that journal I purchased. She's got the little spools of thread. I think she probably drills those little bingo things herself. I do have a Dremel, and I did have some of those See, this is starting to get really fray here. Try to see. There's some water here. I don't want to. I don't want to put it in my mouth, you know. Put that little bit of moisture on there. It might get those threads together. My contact lenses, I'm supposed to wear them for a month. Yeah, that's not going to go. And then put in new ones. I've kind of lost track. Being on vacation, I kind of lost track. So I took these out and cleaned them. Oh, it's almost. Ah, okay. I can't get it to. You're quick, Ange. Oh, I really want to get that through. Ah, it's not going to go. I think I'm on the wrong. I think I was using the wrong one. Where did it go? Which way did it go? Which way did it go? Nah, I don't really want to trim any more off. It's too fluffy. I have a pair of tweezers here, but I'm not sure they're going to be fine enough to be able to grab. Whistle while you work. Yeah, well, my patients are about. Yeah, that's not going to work. Let's see what else we got in here. I've got other other things of beads, that's for sure. Oh, that one looks like the moon. Isn't that cool? It looks like a fried marble. Did anybody used to do that when you were a kid? I forget how we did it. Would you heat up some oil or something and threw the marbles in? Do kids even play with marbles anymore? Probably not. I don't think my grandchildren do. I'm going to have to trim it. All right, let's see what else we have here. See if I can. I love how the glass beads feel. Now, when Kellyanne came to visit last time, we went to a bead store in Lancaster. had some really cool stuff. In fact, I haven't done anything with mine because I'm too nervous to use them. I don't really know what I'm doing to make a bracelet. I would just put it on elastic, you know. That one, that paper bead doesn't. Hey, CB, hi. That one doesn't look too bad, shape wise. This is a little flower. It's hard to see where the hole is. Maybe I should just, oh, I think I'm going to sneeze. Maybe I should just put some glue. Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me. Of course, I can't get the glue to come out either. Wah, wah, wah. When it rains, it pours. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. I put all my glues away because I wasn't going to use glue today. Do, 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 do. Here's my big. Most of this bead stuff I've had forever, you know. I'm very attracted to things that are sparkly. You know, when you'd go into Michael's or back in the day, AC Moore, and they'd have a bead sale, I'd be like, oh, look at all the pretty sparkly things. And then I bring them home, and that's where they sit. My friend Kathy and I that work together, she'll come in sometimes. I haven't seen her for a little while now. We went to a knitting convention. Well, actually, we went to a couple. This is just not working. And they had a big auditorium, like in a convention center. The one we went to was in Connecticut. And then we went to one in Atlanta, Georgia. And big convention center, table after table of vendors, all different kinds of yarn and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So there were people that sold beads, and I can't get those on. All kinds of cool stuff that, you know, wasn't really necessarily knitting related. It's not going to go in either, is it? Oh, yes, yes, I think so. I can do the store. There's a little star. Oops. Okay, so I want to add a little more there. This guy fell off. Get back on there. Now he's going to be trouble because he's got such a big opening. So I need to find something. I don't think that's gonna. That's a big opening too. This will go right up into the center, like some of the bugle beads. Might be nice, but I think it will. This I can get through. Blue and green work good together. Ah. So if you're going to do a project like this, you may want to block out several hours so you can thread your. Now see, that's better because it's wider. Dang it. See, this is what I mean. I'm clumsy. I don't hold on to the right. Now I got to do it over. Where'd that green one go? This is like a little flying saucer. So the hole is smaller, but because it's like a flying saucer, it closes like the end. See, that has a big opening. And that's got green and that blue bead. I just knocked, oh, there, my tweezers. All right, so I'm going to knot this one. Hey, Debs, how you doing? Nice to see you. So I still have 2 strands left to put things on, if you can take it. See what else I have here. This is another cap. This one I'm not seeing where the hole is. Right there. Right there. Now, if you have a beading needle, you can just... There's Kel. Kel, what time's company coming? Kel said it's going to rain all day where she is, so they're not going to the beach today. Unless that's changed. It's very, very dreary here. Okay, so I'm going to put this green one on. I'm struggling here, Kel, with a thick 2 p.m. Cool. Are you making dinner? I'm just so nosy. I'm so nosy. All right, let's get this. I need to get some blue. I didn't realize I had such dark beads. This one's a little, but that hole's really small. This is a silver spacer looking one. It's not going to go. Crystal. And I got to trim this again. I thought about using wire, but then I was thinking that probably wouldn't hang or drape very nicely. So I didn't. Maybe if I put a little water in that cap. I'm losing track of which thread I'm working on. That one's done. Ham, herb mashed taters, Brussels sprouts, and a butter sauce. Well, look at you. Very nice. It's a thin weight waxed linen, CB, that I found in my stash. What I use to stitch my journal signatures with is thicker. This is a thinner piece, so I thought it would work better. But you can see I'm still struggling. And years ago, I had, although it would be hard to pull that through, I had a beading needles, but I don't have those anymore. I had them a long time ago. Yeah, I thought the wax would be a little more durable, but it's not easy to get through the bead. That one worked okay. Woohoo! Now some of these seed beads I have a larger opening, so they're sliding on okay. It's like threading your sewing machine. But if you have like, I took a necklace apart and it was like a nice, heavier type of like a crochet type of thread that's wound pretty tight and it's very strong. I think that would work too, and that you could use with the needle. Let me see if I can get this little guy on. This is a little flower. Oh no! See, after you start using that tip for a few times through, all the fibers just kind of bust apart. And that's not going to go through. This is a nice paper. Kel, I was telling them about us making paper beads and how silly it was. I was trying to get mine. It's not going to go through. See, this one. You can see it's shiny. This one's got the embossing glaze on it. So I put a little bit too much on there, so it thickened up the whole. I'm just looking for. I don't want to get I don't want to put red on there. I'm trying to stick with the blues and the greens. I wonder if I could get a bugle bead on there. I think I'm dreaming. Yeah, it's not going to go. Yeah, I said to the girls, I have to ask you how to measure the paper again because I'm sure you remember I was not good at that. There's another little star. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Let's get another one of these blue ones. This isn't blue. I mean, you don't have to put a lot on it just to get it to look cute. Well, let's get one of these. It's got like a twist. See if I can get that on. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yep, yep, yep. It worked. So you can just do whatever. I'm sure you can find online patterns and stuff, but this is just like, okay, CB. Um, ooh, tomorrow's your mom's birthday. Well, tell her happy birthday for us, Ange. Kel, I've showed Angie my sea glass. I found a little bit of my sea glass. All right, I'm going to tie this. I take my pin, put it right where I want my knot to end. Just kind of pull opposite directions. I still have one I don't have anything on. Now you could trim these tails. Oh, that's right. Today's the 22nd. Kel's is the 24th. Better sing happy birthday to you today. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kellyanne. Happy birthday to you. Kel, are you doing anything special with some friends from church or your cousin? You going out or anything? Oh, there's a jumper in. It's nice. Oh, there's some jumper in down there. You're welcome, my honey. She's my little honey bun. She's a little honey bun, that Kellyanne. She's a little honey bun. You should go to a bakery and just get one treat, Kel. I wanted something the other day, and I thought, no, I don't want to eat the whole package. Oh, Tasty Cakes. I heard on the radio they're advertising Tasty. That's like a brand here in the Northeast Philadelphia area. Tasty Cake is the company. They make all kinds of stuff that's not good for you. And I happen to really like the peanut butter candy Tate. Oh, very nice. That's a nice treat. Very nice, Kel. And I was at the supermarket and they had a package. It's got like 6 or 8 of them in there. I don't need, and in each package there's 3. I don't need to eat all of those, so I didn't get any. So, you could put more charms, of course, and more things on here. I still have one more leg to do here, but I want to try one of those other ones. This one. This is a bigger lobster clasp, and it's got all this space. So I saved a piece, I believe. Oh, this is that necklace. That's a little thicker. I don't want that. I have another piece of that thin. All right, so I'm just going to take 2 lengths. Maybe I'll do 2 different sizes. I'll do one really long and I'll do one shorter. And then I'm going to just fold them in half. I don't know if this is called a hitch knot or not, but it kind of reminds me of it. I'm doing something not right. I'm getting my threads confused. Just pull that really tight. I want to keep it more towards the middle, I think. And then I bought a bunch of this. I bought this big bag of stuff from Katie. Katie's Tribe of Five. Now, not all the packages were new and sealed. Some of them were used. So it's this seam binding, but I thought some of this might look cute tied onto one of these bigger ones to just add to the dangling, right? Yes, Kel, that's always a good time, I think. But I'm going to put that on after the fact because I want to be able to put my beads on without fussing with having that in the way. So now I don't have a lot of different choices here, but look at these big green. This looks like a big green grape. Boy, that hole's not very big either. I've got that. Look, I've got a couple of these. Aren't they cool? Green and purple, my favorite combo. I don't think I have much else in purple. There's what do they call these? Is this like a lamp work kind of a bead? Don't know. Using it. Don't know. I'm going to use it. Oh look, this is a button. Here's some nice white rounds. So let's get those out. It's like one of those flying saucers. I don't know. This would look okay. This looks like a disco ball. Let's see what this one. Ooh. Deb says yes. Lamp work. Thank you. I think I want blue. I'm going to try to stick with greens and purples, which I'm not sure I have any other purple. I mean, I've got little, well, they're not really purple. I've got some really cool buttons. Oh, I should have done Christmas. I've got Christmas stuff in there in the drawer. Yeah, your beads are teeny tiny, that's for sure. Oh, wait a minute. Here's the purple. Probably too small. This is where I got a lot of the chains and stuff. They're really little. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. Oh, that's pretty. Red. More sea glass. Oh, I think this might be purple. No, black. That's a cool red one. So if I do red and green, it'll look too Christmassy, I think. I think I forgot to get myself a drink. Okay. So maybe I would like a little, if I can find one now, a little cap. I think hubby's home. Hey, hon,
Yeah.
would you mind getting me a glass of ice water? I forgot to get myself a drink. It's so good to me. Now, I have that jar of stuff. I should get that out that I brought back from England. I went to a thrift shop and bought a jar of jewelry. Of course, I'm not seeing. Look, I got glue all over my finger from trying to glue the edge of that. This is a big one here. I guess I should really have two, right? One on each side. Somewhere, I think I have another. Oh, thanks, honey.
I think that's one type.
I think so. Ooh, yeah, that's good. All right, so let me start with a longer one. And let's see, I'm going to get my new little Timmy scissors. Kel, do you know what you're going to get on your nails? Are you thinking a certain color or style? All right, so I'm putting on a little seed bead. Then I'm going to put on this cap. Then the disco ball, I hope. That looks cool. I don't think I see another little cap like that. So I'm going to use this bigger one. Yeah, that's too big. It looks kind of like a flying saucer. Boy, that's for a really big bead. It's another one of those little stars that might come in handy. I was thinking when I was preparing for today, I was thinking I don't really have a tray. Light green French tip with one accent nail flowers. Oh, that sounds nice. All right, so let's not labor the point. So let's see. Let's just get another little white seed bead. All right, now let's bring that down a little bit. I'm going to do a knot. Okay. Now let's do the purple. I think I'm going to need the seed beads on either side of that too. So let's just continue with the white.
Come on. Get it. Go. Come on.
Hubby's trying to get the pup to listen. She's usually not too bad, but should have put another knot there. It's all right. I'm not going to restring it. I'm going to put a knot at the bottom. I don't think I have anything fun other than some charms. Now, I had a little dish. I think that I put some, here it is. My cousin goes on these missionary things and she brought me back this little dish. I've got that little hand. Oops. I think I have some enamel type. Oh, look, that's a little bee. That's cute. This is for my granddaughter's project. I have more of those. I'm trying to locate the rest of them. I'm making her a tote bag. I don't think I want that little angel. It's a little fish. That's cute. This is an earring. Kitty cat and a teacup. Kel would like that one. There's a letter. I just saw blue and green something. A little purse. Oh, look, it's got a little lobster claw on it. That would be better on a linked. Little birdhouse. Little horse. Here's a little key. Let's do the little key. Kind of looks like Mickey Mouse. Hey, Debbie. Good afternoon. All right, I'm going to put this big green one on. I'm going to do another. Let's see. What do I want to add? I should be able to get this. If I do another knot. And then put a bead on. Kathy, does your son still have a lot of goats? I was watching a reel or something. This little boy, he was trying to get something out of a trash can, and this little goat kept jumping in the trash can, and he'd get the goat out and giggle, put the goat down. There were other little goats around, but just was the one. He kept hopping in that trash can. I don't think there was feed in there, but he kept going back in there, and the kid would giggle and bend over, get in the trash can. The goat was on his back. It was so cute, and I was thinking about your son and your grands with their goats. Welcome back, CB. Okay, that looks cute. I'll try to get my knot up close there. Now I know in one of my containers I have pony beads, but I'm not so crazy about those. Yes, up to 50 now. Oh my gosh, they're taking 27 to the fair to show. Oh, cool. Boy, I bet you that really keeps them busy, huh? Wow. Does he make any like goat cheese or anything like that? I need to get some goat cheese. All right, this is a nice bead. Let's put this one on. Maybe I'll string a lot of these. I've got quite a few of these because I took them off of that one necklace. This glue's driving me crazy on my thumb. But I want something else to go in between. Maybe I should just do these little white ones. They seem to be working good for me. Do a whole big strand of these. Every other. I'm just doing every other. Boy, that's a lot of nails to clip on those goats. Emerson will be showing this milk or cheese. Oh, cool. I've always wanted to make cheese. Don't ask me. I have no idea why. Don't ask me. Look, this bead's got a little bit of a no milk or cheese. Oh. I need a pair of cutters here. Got a little. All right, what strand was I working on? Oh boy, here we go. I'll pick it up and end up knocking off all my beads. That's what I do. I end up doing things 100 times. Okay. Now I'm going to add in this green. If I can do it. This is not a deep. I'm wondering if that hole is open. Yeah, this isn't easy. I got contact lenses in and glasses on. I'm still struggling here. But of course, it doesn't help that the thread I'm using is black. And even though it's wax and it's a little thicker, it's still a challenge. Let's just say it's a challenge. Here's just a little green. This looks like I might go through. Woo! Yeah, Emerson is a really pretty name, isn't it? And different. She's a very pretty little girl. That's different. Let's add that on. That one's got a shimmer to it. So I spent some time with my daughter and her kids last week. And we went to a restaurant to have lunch. And the hostess said, "How old are you, sweetie?" And she said 10. She said, "Well, is this the last year for you to enjoy our kids menu?" Gosh, I can't believe she's double digits. Double digits. Goodness. Yeah, what was I doing yesterday? I don't think I realized yesterday. Oh, that's good, Debbie. That's good. What was yesterday? Saturday. I don't know. Oh, you were, Ange? I'm sorry to hear that. I wonder how that would look. That might look cute tacked on somewhere. Cool. That's good. Yeah, I've sold before. I can't seem to get in a regular groove. Well, I don't have that much stuff all the time either. I think I want this all like these colors here. Let me grab another one of these. I like the bee that looks like a flying saucer to me. It's kind of flat. I don't know what they're called. I don't know what any of these are called. It's like I get a bunch of stuff together and I think, oh, we should probably have a sale. Oh, I have a couple of those. Okay, what else do I have there? Got one of these. This looks like a little. Boy, my one contact lens is really giving me fits. I'm supposed to throw them out after a month, so I guess it's time. Time for these to go. There's another one of these little, like frosty ones. All right, a little white bead. And now I'm going to go back to these. I have a ton of these. And how's Candy? I haven't seen her. She didn't get the notification the last time I streamed. Well, it's kind of intense, isn't it? Okay, I think I'll put one more white bead on. Ah, I just shot it across my desk. Okay. There's that pin. My key looks a little wackadoodle there. So I have two more strands to do on this. I might dig around to see if I've got any more. Candy's okay. She cut her hand really bad. Oh. Jacqueline, are you home? You're home. There, I see it. Okay, cool. Great. All right, so I like that. So I've got one or two more of these purples. But now I'm wondering, okay, so I have this green. It's like an olive green. And I think I just want to tie this on. I can always take it off if I don't like it, right? Just going to tie it on the same way. Now this is seam binding. Oh yeah, see, I like that. Maybe I need another piece over here. See, and I could clip that on my handbag. I like that. So I got two more strands left to do. And I didn't put a charm on that one yet either, did I? I think, oh yeah, I just put the key on. This is like all different colors. Can you tell? Sometimes it looks orange. I wonder if I don't think I have another piece of that green. Well, I wrinkled it now. I could take it off and trim it. It'll be shorter. Whew, glue. Got the glues. Got the glues. I do have one on there that's kind of more like a cat eye to me. That's really short, Laura. I don't think the seam binding, it's probably because you wouldn't want it to rip or tear very easily because, most common use for it is to, put a seam in. Well, that's true. I got sick after mine. I needed a vacation. So this is fraying. This is old timey stuff. Does anybody know if I took a lighter, could I singe the end of that without getting too much trouble so it doesn't fray? That's nice, Ange. Yeah, I was just missing her and I saw her message that she didn't get the message from YouTube last time, I guess. It's not always consistent, I guess. I wanted to keep this green. I do have some, like, not deep. Well, I probably do have deep purple somewhere, too. She's still very dizzy, Joyce? Aw. Okay. I like that. I think I like that a lot. All right, so I still have two strands to put beads on. And probably driving us crazy. This is green. I really would like to find some purple, but I'm really not sure I have more purple. I don't even think I have purple. That's brown. Purple buttons. I've got purple over there, but I don't want to take that apart. think I have a headache. Kind of like a sick headache, you know? You think I should be able to singe it? Okay, Kath, thanks. So I've got this one started. Now this is one where I think it would be helpful to have a jump ring. Now this is just on an earring hook, which of course, you know, I'm not going to use it as an earring. Well, you were on vacation last week. Okay, so that really could get thrown out. So now I need a ring to attach it to one of these links. Found a couple. They're kind of big. This is where it gets dicey for me. I missed that. It was a 4 hour drive. Oh, you were such a good mom. 4 hour drive. Do 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 do. And she's off. Okay, I've got little flat. Of course, they're round. They're cutters. Goodness. Oh, that sounds fun, Joyce. Although that probably would make me a little nervous, but I think it's nice to go. We don't really do much in vacations. This last vacation we had was really unusual for us. And although my husband was not thrilled with, he didn't like the little roads in England, and well, whatever. Doesn't want to go again. Judy. It was just nice to be away and do something different. I just knocked something off. Some little bead just came undone, just came out. Where did it come out? Oh, there it is. I see it. It was right there. Judy, how do you know this stuff? Did you know that Louise, as Ginger, is the only surviving cast member from No, I Didn't. All right, so if I put a little bit of glue in there before I lose that stone, see if I can get a little Fabric-Tac. It should work okay. Cleaning off the nozzle here. If you just keep going like that, it just makes a big booger and you can throw it off, throw it away. That's something you really needed to know, right, guys? My camping days are over. Too stinking old for that. But I enjoyed it when we were younger, that's for sure. All right, so now I did have a smaller pair of tweezers that I think would really work much better. but we'll see. If I can grab it just right. I was just going to say, well, I'm not too good with jewelry repair, but you know, half of it is having the right equipment, right? I don't know, because leave that sit, see if it'll set up. Leave it, just sit, just sit. Okay, now I got to clean up some of this stuff. I got to finish this one. I don't think I'm going to do that right now because I'm even boring myself. I just don't think I don't need to do any more to that one. This is the other one. I kind of like this. I think this might be a little too small to put a piece of fabric on. But I like this. So I've got that. I could add a little chain on there though too. That might look cute. Got that one. This one's drying. I started that before. This is the one that goes to my journal. I don't want to get this messed up. I'll show this to you again. Oh, here's a clever idea. She kind of put the key towards the bottom. I'll have to pull my keys out. I know I have more keys. And I have wooden spools, but they're much bigger than that. Look at that little wooden apple. See, I would have just thrown that out. Oh yeah, thin ribbon. That's a good idea. I have ribbon. I do. I certainly do. Do I have any? I just saw a piece of blue. Oh, look. Do, 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 do. That will look cute on there. For sure, for sure. Great idea. Oh, Joyce, is it hard to find chestnut tree? I think that's the only tree they say I'm allergic to. Is it chestnut? I'm allergic to some tree. Okay, I think I need another piece. Now, if you don't have, you can order these. I don't think they're terribly expensive, these little swivel lobster claws. But if you had any kind of a ring, really, you could build it, you know, like you might have for a key ring. I have these, you could use these. These come apart, these bookbinding rings, but you could really build um, a dangle on one of these. This might be kind of large, but they have them different sizes. You know, you might have something in your stash that you could use, right, to build one. If you have a bunch of this little, like, tchotchke stuff. I like building them on ones that, oh, they are, Joyce? Oh. That just added to it. That looks cool. Which Ann says, I think I'll go my tent, put up my tent and act like I am somewhere. The last time I did that, I had I was sick the whole month. Maple trees, grass, and mold. That's not fun. Okay, so now I want to pick up these beads. This I don't want to really move because I want that to dry. I'm not too sure that's going to work with the Fabri-Tac. I got kind of a mess here. Ta-da! Yeah. This I want to put back where it belongs. Joyce, did you ever make one of these? I did. I thought I did them the same, but obviously this one got bigger. This was the first one I did. It was a little more difficult than I anticipated, but I got it. Okay. Thanks, Kathy, for coming in. It was so nice to see you. Give Emerson a hug for me. You take care. Have a great week. There are a few old chestnuts that didn't get wet. Oh, okay. I didn't realize. Huh. See, this is like a tiger eye to me. Right, lamp work. This is all just regular. That's a button. Paper. I need a something I can use as a little scoop. Yeah, I gotta use that. Let's see. Charm. Let's get the charms over there. I think once you get in your groove and you know what supplies you have to use, you can make them a lot faster. And certainly if I dug out a thinner thread that was sturdy, because I might make a couple of these and put them in my Etsy shop. Because I like to make several of the things that I'm working on. I don't need one, but I have all the stuff. Sometimes you just want the experience of making it. So I bought that other shindy rug. I washed all my fabrics. They're still in the bags, but I didn't have any blue and green. So I have to get that out. Okay, so now for the sewers. Oh, Kathy, she left. She's a sewer. Who else sews? I know Joyce crochets. I'm making a tote bag out of a jean bib. It was a bib skirt, like a bib overall skirt, jean skirt, not jeans, not pants. Oh, okay. See, but you sew. So I don't have a pattern. I'm just doing it myself, which is really silly. But I'm trying to touch base with my granddaughter. Of course, all their summer stuff just started up. So I'm trying to connect with her. I took a pocket off, thinking I would make a pocket on the front to match, use the lining that I'm using. But not crazy about the lining after I chose it. And I had a hard time getting it in there correctly. I had to hand sew it because my sewing machine does not have an arm. You know how if you want to sew like a sleeve or a cuff. So don't ask me why I didn't use a pattern. I guess because I just didn't. I'm going to show you and see what you think and get your input. So I think if I forgot to put the pocket back on before I put the lining in. And then the lining was so, it wasn't messed up, but it just didn't go in as nicely as I think it should have. And I had to hand stitch it. So I thought I had it up closer. I'll show you in a minute to where I wanted it. But so I'm gonna stitch lace in there. I think I can get the lace stitched in. But I'm wanting to decorate this pocket because I didn't really like. Where can I hang my new things? I'll put one. Oh, that doesn't fit. I'll put one here because I still have to finish those. Okay, bye, Cal. Enjoy your day. I'll catch up with you later. Okay, let me grab. My husband put everything in a box for me because he doesn't like stuff sitting on the counter. So. Now she's only 10, so I didn't want it to be too huge. Now, where can I put these beads that they're not going to fall over and be all over the floor? Okay. Let's see, I'm spinning around here. That one's capped. All right, so I wanted it to be different. I did a box bottom. So I did it this way. I didn't want it this way. I wanted it this way. So this was intentional. Maybe silly, but okay, Deb. So I figured she could slip stuff in here, but I have to put this pocket back on. I'm not sure where I have that laying, but I was going to put buttons and maybe do some embroidery on it before I stitch it on. But see, my lining's already in. But I could just stitch right through that, right? It'll just keep the lining where it is. That won't be a bad thing, right? Because I already stitched the bottom, so like the lining's in there. I don't want to undo all that. But up here, I was trying to stitch my lining in by hand, and I couldn't get it up close enough, so I'm down a little bit. So in order to fix that, I'm going to stitch some lace in here. Oh, cramp. Now these I loosened up because I want to bring these down. And I'm thinking about putting a button here, and then she can use these loops like to hang things from. Like one of those things I just made, or I'll probably make her a couple cloth tassels that she can hang on. she has other stuff like, her little hand sanitizer thing could go on one, but I'm thinking a button sewn on there. And then this had a belt, a jean belt that you just wove through the loops and tied. So I'm just going to cut that in half to make the handles and stitch them in. But do you think it would be a problem if I just, once I get my pocket decorated, to just stitch, make sure it's straight, but to just stitch through and put the pocket back on? I was only going to stitch it at the top. See how it goes. Because it'll be close to that, so you won't really see it. I'm using you think it sounds okay? All right, I'll try that. So I'm coming down the home stretch, but I asked my daughter to ask her what color she liked. She used to like yellow, but she's not crazy about yellow anymore. Of course, I picked out all kinds of yellow buttons to decorate the pocket with, but she might be okay with that. But I want to ask her before I go and do all the work, And then I was thinking about stamping a flower on and just doing embroidery on the pocket. Because I cut out a pocket out of the lining fabric. It just doesn't look cute on. It's too much of a contrast, I think. So I do have the pocket here somewhere. I just didn't care for the lining. I always have to make it more difficult than it should be. Okay, Ange, enjoy. Oh, and that sounds good to me too. Now I had my little button bag, and I thought, now don't throw that button bag or you're not going to be able to find it later. But anyway. Oh, okay. Judy said they have multiple species you could choose from. Where are you going to plant it, Joyce? Do you have a yard, or can you plant it somewhere? You know? Joyce is asking Judy who's got multiple species. All right, I think that's about it for me for today. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks for joining me. Where did I put I hung them up. So this is just, 2 strands of a nice sturdy thread. You could really use whatever you had. You just want something that's not going to bust apart. And then I just added ribbon on this one that Deb's suggested, which is a great idea. And then this one I used some seam binding that I picked up. Thanks. I think they turned out okay. Of course, I like tassels too, so I'll probably make a couple of tassels. But see, this could hook on one of these real easy. Wouldn't that look cute on her little tote bag? Your front yard. Oh, your big tree fell. Oh, Joyce, that would be so nice. Yeah, cool. All right, thanks for joining me, ladies. I hope to see you Tuesday evening, Lord willing. And I'm going to go get maybe some lunch. I've got to call my neighbor. I always forget I start later on Sunday. Yes, that's a good thing. Yeah, that's always scary. When my mom's yard was so full with trees and old trees, just always praying that nothing hit the house. All right. I hope to see you all somewhere on the tube. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for coming in. Don't forget, take time to be creative. Enjoy the journey. And until I see you again, bye-bye for now.